So pleased for the general public and Man City fans in particular, because he's not only going to be a great player for us, which he's showing to be now, but also for the country. And we certainly need that type of talent in our in our sports arenas, if you like, whether it's cricket, football, or whatever. And Phil Foden, without doubt, is a special talent.
I've seen the videos of him when he was just a tiny little kid.
Yeah.
And he had that trickery then, didn't he?
He was fantastic. We used to liken him, obviously, unfairly to Lionel Messi, just because of the way he ran and his movement, and he was obviously much smaller at 9 years of age and earlier than that. But his balance was similar. His ability to manipulate the ball has always been one of his great qualities. His agility, his balance, and so on. And his vision, which people don't actually give credit for sometimes. I always felt Daniel Sturridge never got the credit for his vision on the pitch. And Philip Foden, you'd probably say maybe, without being unkind to Daniel, maybe the next step up from that.
Well, I've just looked at the team, no Foden, but Jack Grealish, so I think that's positive, to be fair. Only because I think Grealish is turning a corner.
Well, even though Phil Foden's signed a new contract, and I've just been interviewing Jim Bissell, who helped to bring him through the academy. He's such a great talent.
He is, but I think the last game he looks a bit tired, and it might be a nice little rest for him, so he can play on Tuesday night, get the 3 points, and then we're definitely through. But I think we've got to give Grealish a lot of chances, play the ball to him, because now he's not playing that safe little back pass or side pass. He's actually taking players on, and I think the more we can encourage him to do that, we'll get the £100 million player that we want.
For just under a week since City lost at Anfield, seems like forever ago, doesn't it? City play at home to Brighton today. The team arriving here at the Colin Bell stand reception to go in up the blue carpet, in through the Tunnel Club, ready for the game today. And hoping, and I'm very confident, although you don't like to tempt things, dear, that they're going to bounce back today. There's another midweek game, of course, against Dortmund. They come thick and fast just before the World Cup. So let's see who's in the team today, let's see what the mood is today, and let's see who we meet here at the Etihad Stadium ahead of another big game. After the defeat at Anfield, this is slightly different pressure, isn't it? Because City have got to bounce back today.
Yeah, exactly, and it'll be a case of not only bouncing back, but there's going to be one or two players there, Richard, to get back on the score sheet, and we know what we're talking about, and he'll be frustrated at the lack of opportunity, really, apart from the maybe one half chance that he got, really. So exciting for the City fans today. Brighton obviously are on a kind of a transition, if you will, and that's going to be a challenge for their new manager. Obviously Graham Potter, left them in a really strong position. They've maybe had a bit of a dip of late, so they're going to set up and be really challenging, really more defensive, I would imagine, because if they go toe to toe, we'll blow them away. But I still expect to be lots of goals today. Really, really exciting game, and maybe to see if Phil Foden can get back on the score sheet.
You've come down early today because you brought food for the food bank.
We have, hi Cheesy, yeah, we're visiting the City Food Bank this afternoon just to drop a few items off and say hi to the guys over there.
So not only are you nice people anyway, but you think of other people.
Well, it's just such a brilliant cause and they're doing amazing work, all the guys and girls. So yeah, we thought we'd go and show our support and take a few items.
Yeah. For those who don't know, they're down near where the Beer the Bank used to be, aren't
That's
they?
right, yes they are, yeah. So yeah, looking forward to seeing them and dropping our things off.
One of the nicest couples you'll ever meet, Paul and Joanne Lake.
Very kind.
Well done. See you soon.
Well done.
Cheers, mate.
Bernard Alford's cap.
That's that Bernard Alford's
Yes,
cap?
I got it from their family. They had so many made and I got one. It's a tricky game for me, isn't it? Because I spent 5 years as a player and then managing Brighton. Still love the club to bits. Went down the other week to the Tottenham game. They're playing some good stuff. If they had Haaland up top, they'd probably be closer to the top. But making some real good game of football today. I want City to win the league, obviously, and I want Brighton to get into Europe.
I don't think we're as good as everyone thinks we are, and I don't think they're as bad as everyone thinks we are.
You're talking about Liverpool?
Yeah, and I think, what do I think? I think it was all. I almost fancied us to get beat. and we're still the best team I have ever watched in my life, and I've been coming as long as you, mate. So, what's your line? It's great to be a Blue.
Disparaging in any way, shape, or form. I think we should do stuff.
Hi, my name's Carl Austin-Bean. My pronouns are he, him, and his. And today we're here for Rainbow Laces game. So between the 19th of October and the 31st of October, the LGBTQ plus community come together with a lot of sports teams and a lot of sports clubs to raise awareness about LGBT inclusion in sport and to make sport acceptable for everybody. And today it's Manchester City versus Brighton, where the players will be wearing rainbow laces in support of the LGBTQ plus community across the country and across the world. All my family have been sort of season ticket holders. I was probably the black sheep of the family when it came to that, but no, fully supportive of Man City and with the family that they followed them all the way through. And I just think it's great that teams like Manchester City, you know, they support Manchester Pride, they support all the Pride events that take place, and they even do the flag raising when it comes to Manchester Pride and over that Pride period.
See Danny's rainbow lace as well, which is brilliant. It's very fashionable. Danny.
Spent a lot of time on them as well this afternoon.
Well, he might not be at the game today, but he was on my audio podcast last week, former City player Michel Vonk. So will City bounce back against Brighton, I asked him. Have a listen to the full audio podcast, of course, but here's a little clip of what he had to say.
It'd be good to go back to business and start winning, but it's not so easy as people think that we will do that. You have to do it, and you have to put the effort in. You have to put your play on the pitch. You have to get your best out again and get Haaland to score again. So back Gonzalo on the left back and Brian take more role into the game.
It should be a win, but being a City fan of old, I'm always nervous. Every game I'm nervous. In theory, of course, yeah, but every game I'm nervous. My daughter has to talk me down still, so it's just one of them things.
I can't remember the last time the City's lost 2 on the trot, so I would anticipate another win. The boys bouncing back, performing well, and I think Pat will be looking for that more than anything. A great performance along with the result. We've shared it so many times over the years. The character of the team and the players. Brighton's a tricky one, and from the point that they also, keep possession and do well. Where they let themselves down is they're not prolific. So as long as we, in the transition, we can do well in terms of when we lose it, immediately win it back, then it could be a comfortable game for us.
I'm thinking we're going to have a nice, comfortable win. I hope I'm being nice and optimistic. Get over the worries and trauma of last weekend, get back on track.
I thought it was a dominant first half by City. Haaland obviously made the difference. That run that we've seen so often this year, the straight run behind, Edison's assist was fantastic. I think Brighton tried to counteract City by pushing their 2 full-backs on, but City have done the opposite and they've got in behind them. They've had good quality possession in the Brighton half, and it could be a landslide in the second half if De Zerbi doesn't shore up his back four.
You were a bloody good goalkeeper. How good is Edison?
Oh, he's fantastic, but I think you don't see the best of him because City is so strong defensively. I think we're getting to see the best of a goalkeeper like Alisson this year because Liverpool's inconsistency is getting more to do. But Edison's distribution, he's up there for assists. I think he's threatening one of my records.
One of those games, difficult. They came here to prove something. Referee was quite poor, but we got the 3 points at the end of the day.
Was that the bounce back you expected? Because I thought City were relatively poor today.
It was an off day, definitely an off day for us. A few players on the pitch today didn't manage to pass the ball properly, to be honest. But we got away with it. They came in on a mission and they tried to spoil it, but 3 points is 3 points.
Liverpool lost. So.
And Liverpool lost, yeah, well that was a bonus as well, wasn't it? But yeah, just keep going, keep hard at it.
The overall great club and everything, but I thought it was a little bit subdued today. Like the players just a little bit off, wasn't quite what we've got used to, I suppose, in recent seasons. But yeah, they got the job done, and I thought they were always in control. But just little moments where I was a little bit concerned that they might get back into the game and end up with the draw or something. So, but overall, happy enough.
And you expected more after the Liverpool defeat?
Yeah, I think I did. That's the other thing. I thought today they'd be absolutely on it from the moment and they started the match, and they weren't. It looked a little bit lethargic. So
frustrating, very frustrating. The first half, but the second half, okay.
So now it's over. You're quite content, are you?
No, that's not. That does not make me content, Ian. We needed more. We needed more. We've got the creativity. They were not on form today, but we still got a result. So.
What was the lack of form down to then?
I don't know. What do you? Oh, let's ask my learning.
What did you think? What's your verdict on it?
Lack of form. I think we thought Brighton were as easy pushover, and there wasn't, were there? They're a great team, aren't they?
A scrap. They came for a scrap.
Team, then.
And also, they had an additional man with the referee. They really did. Some of his decisions were terrible. No, we got a result. Happy days.
Obviously, I enjoyed it. A 3-1 win's a good win, isn't it? And it made my day, obviously, with Haaland getting 2, but then having a picture taken with his dad later on as I was just coming out.
Oh, you just bumped into Alfie, have you?
Yeah, I just had my selfie taken with him, so that's even better. Couldn't be any good. I got the old shirt on from Wembley, so it's like old times I got it.
So you're a happy man. I mean, I've heard one or two people, complaining it wasn't quite as good as they'd expected, but you were delirious.
I'm a City fan. It's a 3-1 win, you know what I mean? He's back in 1995. You'd give anything for a 3-1 win, so you got to take it when you've got it.
I remember going out to Brighton in the FA Cup many years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a big change from that, isn't it?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, never looked in danger here, did it? Never looked in danger at all. But yeah, how can anyone not be happy with a 3-1 win? You wonder how long they've been City fans, really. It's 20 years ago, you'd just think it was ace, wouldn't you? Well, it is ace.
Well, to be quite honest with you, when I came this morning, I said Brighton are solid at the back. They've been playing well. Okay, they've just changed manager, but it's the same mindset. They're a unit together. There's no individuals. They work as a unit, and they proved that Tariq Lamptey, whatever his name is, come on in and caused chaos. Trossard, we left him unmarked. But listen, 3 points. We beat him at home 3-1. There's not many teams that are going to beat them. Look at Liverpool, drew 3-all. So happy days to take the 3 points. Liverpool dropped 2 points. That game last week means nothing now. They got beat at Nottingham Forest. Let's get that in. Sherwood Forest, cut them down. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think they're unbelievable. City. Look what happens to my voice every time. Sometimes Pep frustrates me. We could see Mahrez was having a bad day at the office, but he couldn't see that until we eventually pressurised him to change it. Then put Ronnie on the left-hand side, and obviously start attacking. But Kev's goal. Don't mess. He can strike any time. Have a good weekend, everybody. November the 5th, Sparks here against Fulham.
That felt like a relatively routine day at the office. Thanks very much for the support. If you've been in the video, you watched the video, you shared the video, whatever you do, really appreciate it. Thanks very much to RRG Group and of course to Timpson for their support of the match day vlogs. Without them, I couldn't do it. We do an audio podcast, of course, every week. Last week, Nicholas Jensen and Michelle Vonke, you saw in the video a little bit earlier on, were on it. Have a listen back to that one. This week, Neda Manua is my special guest, so have a look at that one as well. Follow me on Twitter at Ian Cheeseman, and then you can see all the links to all the things that I do. City back to winning ways. Liverpool lost, so not a bad day after what happened last weekend. I told you it was right, didn't I? It's great to be a Blue. See you next time.